everyone. This is Kit. Welcome to the first ever public Patron live stream show. I'm joined here just for a short time with the wonderful Kira McCown.
Hello.
Jerome Ortega. So,
Hello,
okay,
all.
anyone who's watching this, guess what? You're very, very, very special because this video will then be unlisted. We're gonna once every month we'll do just a special live stream for Sunday, but this is like for our Patreon supporters. But a lot of people wanted to make this public, so we decided, okay, we're going to do it once a month for a public live stream, but then this will be taken down. We're just here just to talk and relax, we have all the whole week to talk about serious politics. So we're just
not
here.
too serious, right?
Yeah, going back and forth.
There
Because
you
I
go.
know right now, right off the bat, Kira McCown.
Hello.
You had a very, very, very successful show that I
Yes.
sat down and watched. I was a live studio audience right there
You
watching
were,
it.
you were.
So
Very
what-
reactionary, too. I love how, Daniel had talked to me about doing reaction videos.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I together doing reaction videos would be a smash hit.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, we should do that.
Okay,
but I
let's-
won't watch Two Girls, One Cup.
Well, what makes you think I want to watch that too? I purposely blocked that from my mind, actually.
The reason
and
I
thank
thought
you for
it-
bringing that nightmare in my head
The
again.
I didn't
reason
see
I
that
thought
coming.
about it is it's the first time I ever got acquainted with this idea of reaction videos because I wouldn't watch the video itself, but I would only watch people's reaction to the videos, and people's reactions to the
blocked that
videos
from
made
my
me
mind.
dry heave.
I had that successfully blocked from my mind, and now it's playing in there, and I'm clawing at my eyeballs.
You're
to get it out.
welcome, everybody.
Okay, so you have a show. It's not on the Wednesday show because everyone knows you're my outstanding co-host on Wednesday.
That's right. That's right.
But you and your wonderful sister actually have a show of your own.
Yes.
What is the name of the show? What are you guys doing?
So my younger sister, Sammy Elliott, and I have a show called Basic Ass Bitches on YouTube. Bitches is spelled, the I is with an asterisk because I guess bitches is a bad word. But we basically have discussions about what we're dealing with in our lives, and we shed light on some of the dominant narratives in our society, also misogyny, racism, politics comes up a lot. Today we talked
talk about it a lot.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. We talked. Well, I mean, I don't understand how anybody can not talk about politics because it's such a large part of all of our lives. So it always confuses me when people don't want to talk about politics because it's like almost always what I want to be talking about.
We got to talk about politics. We have no
Which is,
choice to.
But we do a decent job. My sister does a decent job of veering me away from that being the only thing we talk about on the show. But today we had a really great discussion with our guest Emily Moyer about choosing how to be in a career and in a job that you love. We talked about the impact on the body of being in a job that is dreadful, and we also got into a conversation about the crippling student loan debt that is created through this dominant narrative that in order to have a job that you want, you have to go and spend tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, like my sister, on school. So that was our conversation today, and we have conversations like that and all over the place as well.
I actually really liked the part we talking about going to a job that you don't like, and I've been doing that for a very long time.
I was actually thinking about you while we were talking about that and your big career change.
Yeah, to hear.
From retail
To this,
It's Can you feel the difference in your body?
Yes. Like now I'm not waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do a morning shift, and then I'm not drinking. Because throughout the first 3 years of Hardlands Media, when we were in the streets, when we were in radios, when we were on Can TV, I was doing that job, but then doing all this other stuff, planning the guests, planning the interviews, doing show notes, working with
it's a
Daniel,
lot.
going to places, and it was killing me. And I think last summer is when I had a relative have an unfortunate accident where it kind of opened my eyes. Was like, okay, you're only gonna live life once, and you gotta make this leap now. If you don't take this leap of faith now, you never will. And you think that road is dark and fearsome, but when you walk down that road, it's not dark at all. When you make that leap, it's about having a successful landing so you don't hurt yourself. And I, for one, was happy that I was able to, one, help my relative get better, but at the same time, two, finally escape. And I remember talking to Daniel face to face, like, hey, look, I'm in on this 100%. And now I'm waking up at, 6 o'clock in the morning or 7 o'clock in the morning. I relax, I enjoy my breakfast. And then the only time I'm going to have a bad day here at Hard Lens Media. The only time I have a bad day here at 99 Perspectives is when I screw up with the show notes, or if I don't come here on time, or if I do something else, or if I don't have a guest.
Speaking of, there's something in my space right now that I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Sammy, you can leave without me. I'll take the train. So anyway, because I also wanted to.
We are live, folks.
We're doing it live. Well, I was just thinking I can totally take the train home. So, but Jerome, also, you had a big change recently. And was that a career change? I know that you moved from LA to Chicago just recently. So what's that been like?
No, I mean, it was two big changes, right? Because I worked in IT. I worked in IT for 13 years. I had my career all set. It was all done. I could have just stayed there, had a fat pension, and I would have been fine. But I mean, I got tired of doing what I did, and I really wanted to get into the creative space, and that's why watching your show earlier, it was great. I sat there, I'm like, oh, this is about me too, you know, but the whole like taking that leap of faith and trying something new and it's getting into YouTube
it's that leap. It's that leap doing that. Just,
right.
It's so much.
And it feels like a really big leap. And then once you grasp, you know, the other side of that like cavernous realm, you know, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That wasn't actually so bad.
Right.
No.
You know, and what Emily had said on our show about it being other people's fear.
I like that.
That was amazing. That was like mind blown. I think that was
Definitely.
like the biggest takeaway for me for that conversation.
That's how I felt too.
And I mean, and I'm positive you, Kit, inside of this probably felt that a lot. Like other people's fear for your failure.
You know, this is everything that I've ever dreamed of doing.
Yeah.
And I've never been more happy my entire life.
Yeah.
And it's kind of emotional in a way because it's like I said before, the only time I'm gonna have a bad day is if I screw something up here, and I haven't. I haven't done anything. Like I love coming to the studio. I love making the show notes. If there's something real quick that Jerome or Daniel or Paul needs or you needs, all right, I'm able to do it, and I come here happy because I love doing this, and we have so many people coming in. Whereas before last summer, you know, I'm working this job and it's killing me and it's making me mad. I'm waking up angry and I want to do this, but I have this chain around my neck and I can't get free of it. And it's only then when I was able to see, like, okay, you got to do this. And it's that leap, and doing this is not easy, but it's having the ability and confidence in yourself to actually go out here and do it. And now look, we got a 4-camera setup. We got a studio set right over there. We got a wonderful team of people. We got viewers and subscribers, and this is what I love doing. And I think what actually angers me is that there are millions of Americans that want to do this and can't, or want to do something they want to do. It doesn't have to be YouTube. Like there's something that they want to do, but they're so out of reach because they're doing 2 or 3 jobs just to provide for their families, or riddled with student debt. And it's so sickening how much wasted potential is out there. We don't know, but I'm willing to bet that it's a lot.
I would put a lot of money on that. There is potential being wasted everywhere in this nation.
Entrepreneurs, content creators on YouTube, artists, musicians. Who are we missing because of the system of the cult of work and doing 3 jobs and student debt, medical debt? It's so sickening. In fact, hold on. There actually is a little downside driving to the studio, though, and that is seeing the homeless shelters and the tent cities underneath the viaducts or by the bridges. And that's the thing. Is like, okay, I'm doing the studio. I come here to do the show, fight for a better future, so that all those people who are homeless have homes, so that the politicians that are allowing this to happen are out of office or behind bars.
Yes.
And it's just like, this is freedom. But before then, Kira, like hearing you guys having that conversation about how people are stuck at jobs that they don't like waking up at 3 o'clock to do a 5 a.m. shift and being there, it drains you.
That's, you know, it's not the bug, that's the feature, right? You know, that's the way the system is built up, and it's done on purpose, you know, so that we aren't doing things like
so we're
this.
stuck with those big corporations, like doing their bidding. So
and we're making them rich.
I mean, even think about the fact that our medical insurance is tied to our job.
Which is, it's disgusting.
That's something that still to this day blows my mind, you know? And as a business owner who employs people and doesn't offer health insurance because we can't afford it,
Right.
has me as a business owner feeling guilty and responsible
Right.
every single day for the people who work for me and their families, because we can't actually afford that. I mean, I said on the show on Babs just a little bit ago, I made $25,000 last year, and I only have medical insurance because I got married into it.
Yeah.
And so it is the feature.
It's one of those things that I didn't even think about, right? Because you take it for granted after a while. Like when I was with a big corporation and doing whatever, it was fine. Like you just don't think about that. I've always had medical insurance. I've always had dental, vision. And then when I quit and then I was on my own, just trying to do my own business and make my own money, I haven't been to a doctor in like 2.5 years since I quit because I can't afford it. Because, but I would rather do what I'm doing now than go back to, and I tried. And like you were saying earlier, Kira, I moved to LA to pursue something that, there were hopes, but it didn't pan out. But yeah, it's hard to not. That's why I understand why a lot of people want to go into corporate, right? Because it's comfortable. Like it gives you the stuff you need, but yeah, it shouldn't be the only way.
It's a dependable paycheck.
Yeah. Right.
You can go see a doctor. You can take care of your family on it. And it makes a lot of sense. And people who can find jobs in corporations that they actually love are very, very fortunate.
Yeah.
Because I find that, generally that's not the case. Most people are just doing, my husband is a great example of that.
Yeah.
He's a federal bureaucrat. And he doesn't love his job. He does get the sense that he helps people because he does work for the Social Security Administration,
great. Yeah.
And so there is that piece of it. And I think that is a part of it that does keep him going, and he just does like a machine, like just plug in, plug out, and he doesn't have to take his work home with him, so that's a really big perk that he gets that a lot of people who work for corporations do not get either.
Oh yeah.
But I think that it is fortunate when people can find that, and I think it's rare as well.
So there's something here that's really sticking out. So Bonnie Helly, H-E-L-E. Am I getting it right?
Yeah,
Helly.
Wow, just spoke to my boyfriend who is stuck in a grocery store job, and he is an amazing artist, DJ, music producer. And while at my old work, I ran into a lot of people who are very talented, very creative, but everyone, like I said, it's all across this country. There are so many people who have a lot of talent, but we are stuck in this system. And another thing that angers me too is the student debt problem. When I got out of the Marine Corps, I'm not going to say I was the greatest of college students, but I graduated cum laude, right? But I knew that there were people who I really respected, who were younger than me, who were very smart. And a year before I graduated, this one woman, political science major, and she was a double major. And she always knew what was on point, and she was talking about how her and her boyfriend were going to get married. And I don't know how the conversation got shifted into I remember. She asked me, "Hey, Kit, what do you pay for your loans?" And I said to her, "Well, I have the GI Bill and the Illinois Veterans Grant." So I walked out of college debt-free, and I was like, it's paying for me. I don't know really what you're talking about, because I really don't. And she's like, "Wow." And I asked her, "What about you?" And she said, "Well, I'm 50 grand in debt." And I kind of teared up after that conversation, because why are you riddled with that debt? You don't deserve that. You're really smart.
And all of our young people walk out of school
really smart
with that burden on them, and then we tell them to pull up their pants and pick themselves up by the bootstraps.
Yeah. It's such a weird thing that at this day, like today, people who are graduating, that they actually have to ask themselves, is it worth going to college? Because they can't afford it. That's crazy that it's come to that point, that it's so expensive that now it's like, well, I don't know if that's an option, because I don't know if I can really afford it, or I want to pay for that debt later on.
Yeah. Well, there was a young woman that asked me several years ago. She wanted to go into television, radio production, journalism, that kind of thing. And she asked me, should I go to college for this? And I told her, don't go to like a 4-year college for that. I was like, go get experience.
Right.
Because I remember, because I used to work at Nickelodeon. I worked at Nickelodeon for almost 2 years as a personal assistant to the executive producer there out in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was my one and only corporate job ever, other than restaurant work, right? As a server. And I remember working with somebody who was right out of high school. You know, he was working as a production assistant on the set, you know, and he didn't have any college experience. Now, to be fair, he was the nephew of my boss.
Oh, so that explains it. Well,
so there is that, you know. So, you know, and we talked about that on Babs, like knowing people, networking, that kind of thing, because I was able to move out to LA because of the connections I made in my college. Okay. You know, and I had a lot of connections out in LA due to that choice, right? And then I went out to Los Angeles and ultimately got my job at Nickelodeon, which was really an amazing gig, you know, but it definitely, it was that same conversation of like, am I really happy with this, A, and B, like, you know, is this something that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life? And then C, of course, back to my original point, why did I spend so much goddamn money doing this?
True.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I do think part of it is the network that you build when you go to a place of higher education. There is an opportunity to bump elbows and mix and mingle with people who are maybe a little higher on the socioeconomic scale. Yeah. My mom made $4.15 an hour when I was coming up, and she was a single mom of 3 children, right? And so I came from poverty level household, and now I'm securely in the middle class, right? And not many people get an opportunity to move. There's not a lot of mobility in, you know, in that. And so and it's just a shame that we have to be saddled with so much debt.
Hold on, we're being joined by somebody. Joining us now in the studio, live and direct, is none other than the great Daniel Lupker.
I know.
Welcome.
Daniel was supposed to take my place, and then I was like, fuck it. I'm staying. Sammy can go. I'll take the chair.
So we also.
But I am going to be leaving shortly, you guys, just to let you know.
Okay, so
I did all this for very little.
You did do it for nothing. So
all
good.
Ben Riley actually gave us a super chat. Jesse Jackson just endorsed Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
That is fantastic.
We're going to be talking about that tomorrow.
My button says we will win this, and it has Bernie's face on it.
There we go. And we also, Justice Democrats also endorsed Bernie Sanders too, so that's great. So,
So just now that I'm joined, I can do a lot of cool transitions. So for people that have just joined, this show we're doing, which is our non-political kind of fun show, we do for our patrons, but we decided, because people were inquiring, once a month right now, we're going to be doing it live. There's not going to be a lot of...
We're doing it live.
A lot of pomp or circumstances, and it will go unlisted when it's finished, but you get to see a show you get to be if you're a Patreon member.
Yeah,
so we do
Patreon.
We do these once a week.
Y'all are special, and we appreciate you very, very much. Because it is fun coming here.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing the show every Wednesday. I look forward to my Sunday show. Anybody who's interested in the Chicago area and wants to do their own show, 99 Perspectives is the place to be. I have brought many a guest here for my show, and they've all been extremely impressed with you guys. You guys are kicking ass and taking the names.
You know what I'm going to do here for that compliment? I'm going to get you a fresh set of keys.
Yay! I lost my keys after the party. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Who knows? I am sometimes not responsible, so there's that.
It comes with the territory. I'm used to it. We're at this point together.
Yeah, exactly.
So we keep talking about Chicago, and there's something I want to bring up. Yesterday, the team went out to the Phoenix in Chinatown.
Not all of the team.
Well, I know.
Some of the team decided they didn't want to read
Dude,
the messages.
I don't read the Slack
one guy.
Hey, Kira, there's a cost to every action.
You know I have an aversion to reading.
Hey, Alice said just check in general every now and then. Because we had a whole week. We were like, hey guys, I literally had an @ channel, so you should have gotten a ping for it.
Well, ball sacks.
Yeah. Maybe next time you'll learn.
Jeez, I'm so sad that I missed it.
It was delicious. Kit's going to tell us how delicious it was.
Well, the food is delicious, but also we got another super chat from Rock Lee, $1.99 super chat. Thoughts on Kamal's endorsement to effect on Tuesday? We will be talking about that Monday, but
we want to keep politics after.
I find reactions to be hypocritical, and we'll leave it at that.
We'll talk but we want to not. We decided that we don't want to talk politics on this show because the last thing we ever want to do with Hardlands Media is put politics behind a paywall.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So the Sunday show is just us chilling. This is what we talk about.
This is where we talk 5 hours a week about politics. So we
Yeah.
want to have 1 hour where we can talk about tertiary politics.
News.
Yeah, exactly.
So
'Cause
short
everything is
answer.
related to
Short answer.
politics.
I think she's a hypocrite. But nonetheless, Dan, this is a question to you.
Yeah.
When on earth did you find the Phoenix, or when did we
Yeah.
introduce it? How did you find it? Because this place in Chinatown's really good. I mean, we went
Yeah,
there.
Jerome,
yeah.
it's really good.
Thank
Hey,
you.
You
Kira.
guys
It's
suck.
delicious.
It's really
You should have
good.
texted me.
The food was great.
These
the food
guys
was delicious.
These guys knew. These
I mean,
guys
it was
knew
great.
that I wasn't eating that.
Actually,
day.
I don't.
So
like-
they took a bunch of
it's actually-
pictures.
Oh, were you
just-
fasting?
I was fasting.
But
Yeah.
but that's only half. Wait, that's only half true. We didn't actually even. We thought he'll just move his schedule around. But then you said you went to a Bulls game.
I went to a Bulls game.
But
I
then,
ate
but no,
it the
but
day
the truth
before.
is, when we were there, I said to Kit, we need to take pictures so we can make Jerome jealous that
I
he
was
was
so
this.
jealous.
And I was
See,
on
that's
point.
even
I was on
meaner
point,
than
so I was
just.
like-
But
poking
it was
fun at me
also,
for
but
not
wait,
reading.
but in reality, from a business point of view, we had to help our Instagram page grow just a little bit more.
Oh,
little
speaking
bit.
of y'all's Instagram page, I went to the Bernie Sanders rally yesterday and I got pics, so I will
nice.
send it over.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. Send it to us. Send it to
I
us.
will.
We'll have more the Bernie Sanders pictures.
So yeah, by the way, you can go if you look at the community tab of YouTube, not now, later. You can go to our Instagram page where you'll see all the food that we were.
It was delicious and
It
nutritious.
looks so good. I'm so
yummy.
hungry right now. I should get going.
I mean,
and grab a bite before I go
we
to my
had
in-laws.
sweet chicken. We had
Why do I have to
Mongolian
listen
beef.
to this?
We had.
Are you still
vegetables.
fasting?
Hey,
How long
Jerome,
are you
wait,
fasting?
I'm
days.
doing a 90-hour.
We had those dumplings.
Oh my god!
The next time though,
Wait, wait,
shrimp
Jerome,
rolls.
don't you get joy out of watching other people eat food?
Yeah,
Is
but
that what
not
you?
like this. Not like, and I'm hearing it from both sides. I just.
That's right. Carolyn's getting it from one
but
angle.
no, but
Yeah,
Dan,
yeah,
but Dan,
exactly.
Dan, how'd you find that place?
So
man?
actually, this was a place that
Or-
I've been going to for most of my life. I mean, it was a thing that my family would go to. They would host this event every year, and so every year we would go to this restaurant, and it's just really amazing. So a lot of the food, like there's not a good place to get shrimp anywhere that's really good shrimp in the city of Chicago except this place. This place
Really?
has just. I feel like they have it like it's like shrimp somewhere in a tank.
I actually stopped eating shrimp because I'm like, I just don't feel like anybody does shrimp well.
This place does, and also it's for how amazing the food is. It's ridiculously affordable. So like you saw like each of those entrees you saw, you can see on Instagram, $10 each. The appetizer dishes, which is like 8 pieces of something or other usually, or 4 pieces of something or other, $3 to $5. Drinks are affordable.
Wow,
Yeah. There's
you guys gotta text me.
I don't
Next
next
time.
It was
You know,
awesome.
Actually, Kira, I sent it to you.
Just say, hey, bitch, look at Slack. That's all you have to say.
Okay, okay, I can do that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'll text your keys.
So that we're not buzzing. Let us in.
Yeah, because I'm still mentally in my head. I'm like, oh yeah, Kira has
Kira's
keys.
got
She'll
keys.
get in.
It's
She'll
no
get
big
in.
deal.
And then we get text messages like, "Hey,
Where are
guys,
you?
where are you? We're at the door."
And we have, you guys can't see from here, we have a little dinky light because of the way that the studio is set up.
You
We
get like one of
can't.
those big siren lights.
Yeah, because
Yeah, that's a good
because the
idea.
problem we have is that we obviously if the intercom that they have set up is a sound intercom, which is not the most conducive when you're doing a production studio like this. So it's set up with this LED, but the only place that we can put it, because if we put it so it's more visible to the person operating the board, if no one's at the board, no one sees it. So we put it like this little antenna like up on top of the monitors.
I don't even pay attention.
But
to
no
it.
one looks at it,
don't.
so then it increases and decreases the chance that someone sees it.
Well, so I texted you first, Daniel, and then I texted
yeah.
Paul, and Paul's like, I'm not in. He's the only one that responded, though.
And-
And then I texted Kit, and then I finally just called you.
Yeah, and the thing is with that, I always have my phone on mute because we just recorded Jerome's questions
Yeah.
that we're going to be putting out tomorrow.
Check them out on Monday.
Yeah.
Speaking of, okay, so I do have to get going because I have to go to my in-laws, which is in Oak Park. Are you going to Oak Park after this, Daniel?
I could if you need me to drop you off.
Yeah.
I could do that, but I don't have to finish this first. So you may have to stay for the entire thing, but I would be happy to drop you off in Oak Park.
Okay,
I'll still probably stay for you like 20 minutes.
I'll take your generous offer then.
There we
that
go.
I
All right,
just
so
asked
Kira's
for.
gonna stay.
You're seeing it
Yay!
live, folks. This is what you get on the Patron show.
No, Dan. It's pronounced the Patreon.
You get to experience what it's like to be an American without a car,
Yes.
which is yours truly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So again, this is what we do for all called. People just want to know this is behind because news should not be behind a paywall.
Yeah, so
don't
we
believe
talk
that.
about fun stuff. So
Yeah.
that fun stuff should be behind a paywall. That's
and
what
the
we're
F
saying, yes.
stands for fun.
The F stands for fun?
Yes.
Yeah, for the Sunday show. It's the other fun show.
Oh, the other fun day.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun
Sunday
day.
fun day show.
Sunday
Yeah,
fun day.
that's mainly Babs. But
Yeah, well, yeah.
That's why I had you come on because I'm like, I want to just get a little bit of that. We're going public for one day. Let's get Kira on, say hi to everyone.
Yeah,
Your adoring
yeah,
fan
no,
base.
I'm glad that you asked me. I like have
See,
people paying attention
I
to me.
text you in real life.
You know, I was so glad. I was actually so glad to be
verbally
at the
texted.
Phoenix too, man. It was really good food. It's been a while since I've been there. I've been there like 3 times.
How
like
good was the food?
really good.
Tell me more about the savoriness
Jerome's.
of-
Well, the savoriness.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, we
No,
also
no,
had fried rice. We had white rice. We had
Kit,
vegetables. All this
wait.
good stuff.
Jerome is completely right. We should go through dish by dish.
No, we're not.
So absolutely.
The
Hang on.
appetizers, we had 3 different shrimp dishes.
No, sir. Hold on. We gotta have
Laney
visuals.
got the sesame shrimp, which I had never ordered before.
Can
It
we
was
talk about a different time?
very,
Here,
very
here,
good.
pork belly.
Man, I'm
Oh yeah,
so
and
hungry.
Kit right here.
And
We
then,
got this,
and
the
then
shrimp,
Paul
sesame
got
things,
the braised
shrimp
pork belly, which I haven't
rolls,
gotten either.
this,
But that was really good.
that.
Wait, go back to that one. No. Why you keep- why you
Just
keep-
imagine it in your tummy, Jerome.
Right there,
That'll
right there.
fill you
Stop
up.
right there. Don't move it. Yeah. So those are one of the best things ever.
So
that
does
they have
every
there.
single culture have a dumpling?
Well, it's like I've been saying to everyone. I talk to Paul about this all the time. I have like a cheeseburger. And I'm like,
Those
this
are
is a good
desserts.
pizza, and I'll have a pizza. This is a good cheeseburger. It's really just how you organize it. Like a pizza is a cheeseburger. It's a
Hold on.
Wait.
Hold on. No.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, to be fair, okay,
Or grilled cheese,
Well,
depending.
everything is just made up of
Well, right.
macronutrients, right? We got our carbohydrates,
Yes,
our fats,
yes.
and our proteins,
Yes.
and of course the alcohol.
Hold on. Wait.
Alcohol is a
Jerome
different
is
kind of
angry. He
No, but I will,
No.
Jerome, I'll explain this to you in a way that it'll make complete sense. So a pizza is a one-sided piece of bread that I'm thinking like a meat lover's pizza when I talk about a cheeseburger.
Okay.
It has meat on it of various kinds.
I mean, I can see
and
how
then
you can
cheese,
twist this
and then a
around
sauce.
to
No,
make-
but it's exactly Kira got it exactly. That's the way because it is the right way to look at it. It's just a cheeseburger in another form. It's just the ratios are different.
Yeah, it's a similar macro breakdown,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And depending on what you have on your cheeseburger, you know, you may or may not have more fat.
Yeah.
More
It's
fat
just-
grams in there, but you know,
It's a hot pizza. Just is a cheeseburger with more cheese that has a one-sided bun and less meat.
so if you just took 2 pizza slices and slapped them
Yes,
together,
yes.
you'd have
Well, yeah.
some form of a
I've
burger.
I've
it's
actually done that. I've actually done that.
This. It goes a cheeseburger is a taco. It's just the point is that all over the world, all these specialty dishes are just a local way to interpret that macro.
So let's talk dumplings.
Yeah.
Okay, so does every culture
In Japan, they got
have
dumplings. In Japan, they
In
got
Germany,
dumplings.
they have dumplings.
Yeah, they got
Philippines
like
they do
pierogies.
too.
Yeah.
So I think that
I'm actually
But a
missing
dumpling,
Japanese food now.
is just,
I mean,
hey,
God, that was
we
so
have
good.
water and we want to put this carbohydrate wrap that has a combination of meat and vegetable inside of it and either grill it or something, but it's enclosed. It's just the amount of envelopment that we're talking about. If you think about it, if you take away the edges of a dumpling, it's a slider.
Okay, Dan.
Okay.
It's,
fair enough.
Hold on, wait.
You
it's
like
all the
Okay,
same
now-
thing.
now-
No,
sushi.
wait.
Let's go.
Let's go with sushi. Let's go with
Sushi.
well, you
sushi.
got the white rice, which is your
Yeah.
carbohydrate.
Yeah.
It's your carbohydrate, and then
all
you
the
have
same
your
thing.
fish
Throw it
inside,
in.
which is your protein. You have your
Yes.
avocado and your spicy mayo,
Yeah.
which is your fat.
Yes. It's
There we go.
it's the carbohydrate. Carbohydrate
Sushi
holds it
sounds really
together.
good right
It
now.
contains vegetables and
actually,
meat
now. I'm
with a
actually
sauce.
missing it 'cause-
I had all you can eat
That's
sushi on Friday
ubiquitous
night.
everywhere.
Where? Where'd you go?
Takoro.
Yeah. I had that
Really good.
I love
I had
Takoro.
some grilled squid and I had some sunamono salad. It was so good.
You know, when I was in Costco, Japan, they actually have like their whole entree of like sushi, because like that, and it's really good.
How big is the Costco Japan sushi?
Okay, so
platter?
Costco Japan is really interesting. Okay, their parking lot is like an industrial parking lot, but then to get in there,
What makes it an industrial parking lot?
I like.
Is there a certain amount of cars that you have to be able to fit?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I want to
I don't know.
define it for me.
Well, I mean, it's like okay, see, because I'm used to the American Costco, because that's where I used to work at too, right? It's like a regular parking lot and everything else. But in Japan, I guess because of space being so limited,
Is it like stacked?
yeah, it's stacked up.
So that's what makes it industrial
That's
stack.
what I
So
think.
Yeah.
okay,
That's what
why-
Daniel wants to get.
like okay, but then
need to
to
know
get
these-
inside,
these are the
but then to
important
get
parts
inside
of-
though, to get inside, there's like an escalator that you need to get down and up in, and like there's the car. Like the thing is, like somehow there's a system in there where like you have your card on there, and the card stays in place, and you just stand right behind it, and like
Oh,
it's
yeah,
not
I've
gonna
seen
roll
those.
down.
I've
Yeah,
seen those
yeah, yeah.
before.
I never have.
You need to get to more grocery
America
stores,
has
dude.
it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. No, but it was really crazy. And then in Japan too, like they got all the different Kit Kat flavors there, and then at the deli section they got all
Which
the
are
diff-
weird, by the way. I thought it was gonna be more tasty, but I didn't like the
The
different
strawberry
Kit Kat
one was
flavors.
good.
I
the
didn't
strawberry.
like the strawberry.
You didn't?
Yeah.
I felt like it was
Well, you
too
know what?
artificial.
Well, what do you?
How
It was
dare
so-
you?
No, it was. I'm.
Well,
glad
how dare you?
brought
I
that.
brought it from Japan. I was thinking like, hey,
Why would you expect anything else?
No.
Man,
no,
oh,
no,
you know
no.
that
Why
super.
is this not laden with real strawberries?
No, it was like.
How come this doesn't taste like orange or mint?
Okay, you're exact. It was overly like. You know, you've had food.
Wait, you're
before that
telling me?
was-
Wait. You're telling me that a highly processed chocolate bar was highly processed? I'm shocked. I don't.
I am
know. I don't know
offended.
what to do.
I am horribly,
Jerome, you
horribly
just blew my
offended.
mind.
Pizza's not a cheeseburger.
Pizza. A cheese pizza is a grilled cheese
So
with sauce.
I can see the argument. I just don't want to.
How about and tacos are the same?
Yeah, exactly. It just
A taco is a cheeseburger?
Really? And if you,
taco is a
if you
cheeseburger.
think about it, here's the
Is
crazy
everything
thing.
a
Kira,
cheeseburger? Is
Kira.
life a cheese-
Wait.
No,
Life
salads
is-
aren't necessarily a cheeseburger.
No.
Unless there
But-
are croutons in it.
Unless there are croutons and meat in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's one for you, Kira. The biggest difference between all these different foods is what proportion and what amount the carbohydrate is covering the meat and the vegetable. That's the real important distinction. Because everyone's like, it can't be a cheeseburger to pizza. Pizza has bread on one side. Burgers have it on two sides. That's the big difference.
And the dumplings, they envelop the meat.
That's the difference. So there we go. We agree. The most important difference between all food is how much
carbohydrate covers the meat.
Yes.
So everything in life. Hold on. This is what you get behind the paywall. Everything in
don't
life.
like this argument.
Everything in
I don't
life
agree with
is
it.
a cheeseburger.
I think I'm on Team Daniel. I think
Yeah.
I agree. I think I
get
agree
it. I
with
get
that.
the macronutrient part, but it's just
The difference is in how
Well,
much
gee,
is
Jerome,
enveloped.
you insulted my Kit Kats that I brought from Japan.
No, I
said-
wait. I like the matcha ones a lot.
Yeah, they
I
were
like
good.
They were good.
I like that better than the
Actually,
strawberry
I
ones.
didn't like the matcha that much.
I did. See, I think the matcha was the one that I had, and I didn't like it that much.
You would have liked the strawberry. I know you
The-
would have
the-
liked
the
the
mint
strawberry.
one-
It tastes like strawberry milk. Like, remember the
It-
Nestle
yeah,
strawberry
it's-
milk?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a little bit like having like a Kit Kat mixed with a strawberry milkshake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a strawberry milk. Like
I do love strawberry milk.
The thing I didn't like about the Japanese, it was more granular than American.
Yeah. Well, see, I mean, all food is different. Like even in the
All
McDonald's,
food's
there.
different, but
Yeah.
a cheeseburger is a pizza.
Yeah. Jerome's getting it just about how much is enveloped.
No,
But Kira's right.
How much do you like your meat enveloped?
well, what? I guess.
Yes.
That is the question, right?
Yes.
What's your?
I think we just added a whole new dimension to this discussion.
Everything is a cheeseburger when you really
Everything
think
is a
about it.
cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Yep, totally. I'm in. I'm
Hey,
in.
who says this show isn't educational and family friendly?
We
right?
talk about the deepest philosophical. Look at this. We have just now discovered traditional food, human society, food culture, and the idea of macronutrients all at once.
All with a double entendre.
Double entendre. We hit everything.
You're welcome. Lucky ducks. Thanks for paying for this.
Patreon supporters. This is what you get behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Plus, you get a whole bunch of other good stuff too, like behind.
Yeah,
the
we got a
scenes
lot.
and
You got
all
to get your name down there, but yeah, this is again. We had when we hit 100 people on Patreon. We said we will give them a weekly live show, and luckily, Kira was already doing a live show on Sunday, and we're like, we're not doing anything else. Then why not make it more useful? And then Jerome got back, and it all worked out. And now we have 3 shows on Sunday. Pizza.
Sunday.
It's my busy.
Whoa, you're having a Biden moment, but at least you didn't say re-elect Trump.
Yeah.
Like he
Oh,
did.
God.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no, we're getting too much into politics now. We gotta hold
Everything
that.
always goes back to
he
politics.
really
I'm
said
trying
that?
not to.
Yeah, see, like he really made a big brain fart, like the biggest brain fart, like a brain shart.
Oh man, you guys! I actually did a breath work session yesterday because I've been carrying around so much anxiety around all of this. And
What is that? Just controlled breathing?
yeah, basically, like I have someone like who basically monitors me while I do like a breath thing, and what it creates is vibration and on a cellular level that then like shakes out. Because I was actually having somatic reaction to everything that's been going on, and my left shoulder had locked up and started creating pain in my right hip.
Oh yeah.
And so I went and did breath work yesterday, and we talked a lot about Hard Lens Media too inside of that breath work session, because it's kind of like therapy for the body. So you start to get into all of the things in life.
But isn't it cool like doing this? Because like back in the day when I was a kid, I used to watch. I remember like when radio used to be like shock radio. Like I remember like the era of Howard Stern.
Yeah, totally.
Opie and Anthony, Mancow. Like I
was gonna say Mancow is a big one.
Yeah, before the FCC.
You're too young.
Yeah, before the FCC started coming, and I always think like, God, one day I'd like to have a show like this. Or
I had always thought about that. I went to school,
but it's fun.
I went to school for it, so much so that I actually went to school to do it. And we did a magazine show. We did a weekly magazine show, and I was the host of that by my senior year. Shocker, right? And then I went to DC and interned there, and I was like, I don't think I fit in. And that was actually, when I was 19 and 20 years old, I did that. And I ended up not going into journalism and politics and political punditry because I felt like I didn't fit in, that I wasn't a serious enough person, that everybody, another thing was like my classmates were such ass kissers, and I could not stand them. And so
how are they being ass kissers?
So we'd have like Joe Klein come and talk to our class or whatever, and like everybody would just be such oh my God, you're so amazing and you're so this. Or Bob Schieffer came in and talked to our class, and it was kind of
Bob Schieffer. Oh my God.
It was all that kind of stuff. Like everybody was just so like starstruck that there wasn't actually anything like hard hitting that was being asked or being looked at. And I don't know. I was very turned off by them, and I don't think I knew how to put my finger on it other than like I don't fit in here, and so I ended up not.
And it's good. I mean, none of us really would fit into a crowd like that,
right? No. Well, what's interesting is I went to New Orleans over the holidays,
That's where some good shrimp is.
Oh my God, I did eat shrimp there. But I went there and I was watching the news. It was in a restaurant where I'm pretty sure I was eating shrimp. And
it's the right place to do it.
One of my classmates was on CNN, and I was like, oh my God. And so I texted another one of my classmates who was she was an art major, and so she wasn't part of it all, but I was like, oh my God, turn on CNN right now, so-and-so is on there right now. And it was just really interesting because I looked at that and I was like, wow, like that could have been me.
What a fulfilling life.
I know, right? Who knows about what her level of happiness is or how authentic she actually is about any of it, but
I'm reading a script right now as I debate someone who's also reading a script.
And that's actually why I ended up working at Nickelodeon, because I was like, well, I have this degree. I guess I should do something with it. Even though I don't watch television, I'll go and work in TV.
I can slime some kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, do you ever hear the behind the scenes of those shows that did that old slime thing? Like they said it stinks so bad in the studio, like they had to clean it like thoroughly all the time. Like the mold would go on the slime.
They
Like
had to clean the slime thoroughly?
no, the studio, because the slime
They had to
started
put
to mold.
cheeseburgers in it, which could have been pizzas. I couldn't tell.
Who knows? like
Cheeseburgers and pizza, same thing.
Yeah, like that whole place was such a mess. Like everyone was saying, like it always smelled in there. Like
I didn't work in the slime division. We weren't
slime division. The slime. Wait. Was it really called
Another
slime
day
division?
in the slime division.
Sliming by the time. I'm not that old, you guys. I was watching people getting slimed when I was younger.
Okay.
Hey, that's why I'm telling you, you're in the slime division.
I worked on like Zoe 101 and Drake and Josh and iCarly. Those were the shows that I worked on. So.
I watched those.
I know, because you're
very
much
young.
younger
I'm
than me.
very young.
You are much younger than me. How old are you?
26.
Yeah, so I'm 11 years older than you. Crazy.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'm going to
I don't
outlive
look a day
everyone
over
here.
16, though.
Except that I'm taller, so if on average, because everyone's shorter than me, I'm gonna lose 2 years on everyone because of that. So that's why I tell people that are like, "Oh, Daniel, you're so tall." It's what I with Myra all the time. She's not as tall as me, and so I'm like, "Don't worry, I'll die 2 years shorter, so you'll have a longer life. That'll be the trade-off we get."
Wow, how
I guess
horribly bleak and dark and grim dark,
Conversely,
man.
wait. I can watch this. Watch this.
Yeah, how do you get a comment to
Watch
that,
this.
like-
Ready? I'm gonna macronutrient switch this. My pizza and burger. This. You guys are gonna live 2 years longer than I will.
Well, just by being a woman, I'm going to be living longer
Yes.
than any of you. So,
Yeah.
and I work in the fitness industry, so then that creates even more longevity in my
Yeah.
life.
I know that in my family, like, God, we live for a long time. Like, my grandpa right now is 93.
See, I didn't know your granddad had an accident. I just thought you were taking care of him by virtue of that he was old.
No.
yes.
Yes and no now, but it's sort of like it's sort of like in my family. I know even from my great grandma and my great grandpa, they lived up to be 100. Like long,
Okay, wait.
longevity.
I have
runs in the
something on
family.
that. So
But
I have on my side. I have a flip of a coin for me. One half of my family are basically all dead in their 60s. The other half all live to over 100.
yeah.
So I'm gonna be on one or the other of those.
So
Hopefully not. I want to be on. I would like to be on one or the other.
One of the concerns I do have is that my grandmother, who passed away a year and a half ago, she died of dementia, Alzheimer's, right? And
Same with my grandfather.
Yeah, my grandma was the same way.
My
very-
family doesn't
very
get old
sad.
enough to get there.
And I am concerned because if I do inherit at least my grandfather's DNA, like if I keep on going on like to 93, I hope I have his cognitive abilities because he is on point. He knows how to write a check. He knows how to do everything that
You
we're
know
doing.
how to bitch about things.
Yes, exactly. So he knows what's going on. He's able to do everything like a normal person, except he's just like a lot older, right?
Oh, I want
But-
to really quickly read this.
But real quick, hold on.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
But it's just like I am concerned, like down the road, like would I live as long as my grandfather, but I have dementia, like my grandmother, and I don't want that. And part of me also, because when I asked him, hey, what's it like being 93? He said before I had my accident, it was okay, but now it kind of sucks. And I was like, I don't want to feel that way when I get to that age.
I work with a lot of
yeah.
elderly people, and
Yeah.
they always tell me they're like, I feel the same, but then I look in the mirror and I see this old person.
Yeah. it's-
Okay,
I
so
don't know.
I just want to address a chat we have in chat from Myra, who gives me I'm sure it's pointing at me a tongue out face, which I think is an appropriate thing to that comment. But it is a thing that I do because it's like you're so tall. I'm like, well, now I have a counter for that. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Well, Myra, you and I will live longer because we're shorter and
Yes.
because we're women.
Yes, and that's why I say, hey,
and also
Myra, don't
fight
worry,
for
there's
that
a
better
trade-off.
future. Well, I'll probably be senile, so I don't know. I'll be like, yeah, I remember a time when pizzas used to be cheeseburgers and cheeseburgers used to be pizza.
And now they literally are.
And you know the thing.
I can't believe that this is a conversation.
Hey, it's so. It just might be too high IQ, man.
It's-
You think in
This is a Rick and Morty. This is a
what
Rick and Morty
Myra
thing. This is
too.
a little bit.
Yeah, I bet in the future our food will
Yeah.
just be like so like processed and just
Oh, yeah.
meant for basically
But you were
energizing ourselves that it will.
Yeah.
I'm
be
not.
cheeseburger,
I'm not looking
pizza.
forward to that
Yeah,
grim
but
dark
Jerome, you
future.
were saying that in jest, but how do you know that that's how I
Or
got
is
the
it actually
conversation
like in a
so
tube
eloquently
at the
put
each
now
end?
is that I would work on it with Myra.
No, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
You had all the points.
She's agreed that this is reasonable. She's also kind of with you that it's also unreasonable, but I think it's more reasonable than unreasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's not like I'm gonna say let's go get Mexican and then we go eat a cheeseburger.
But again, if
It's
you,
all about
if-
how much you
you
like
mean
your
a
meat
pizza.
developed, guys.
Yes,
Come on.
exactly. But again, the thing that I like about the idea is that it shows that humans everywhere all over the planet, even though what they make looks different and tastes different, has their own cultures,
yeah.
is basically every human independently came up with the exact same concept everywhere.
Daniel, did you just get done reading Omnivore's Dilemma? Like,
I haven't.
okay, because that's
Okay.
essentially what he talks about. I believe it was that book where he
Well,
talks about
he owes me royalties.
the
That I've been
breakdowns
saying
of
this for
macros
years.
and also the breakdown of like basically any addictive food is just a very smart combination of sugar, fat,
Yeah,
and salt.
yeah.
Yes.
Cheese is as
totally
addictive
agree.
as cocaine.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes,
I'm
yes.
I thought it
addicted
was
to
sugar.
neither. So
Yeah,
Well,
Sugar
sugar
is-
too.
yeah,
but,
sugar,
but
yeah, sugar's
because
the main one.
cheese. Okay, this is another one that I worked on with Myra. But
I've worked on.
yeah, okay.
I've
So
worked
you
on
want to
with
hear?
Myra.
You want to hear?
Speaking of addictions,
Yeah.
I'm going to be right back. I'm going to grab my coffee.
Wait, before you go, you're gonna like this. Okay, get your
yeah,
okay. Go get your
So
coffee.
she'll be right back.
Okay, I'm gonna give you guys an alternate way to think about cheese.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, cheese is dried, concentrated, spoiled, filtered blood.
Dried, concentrated,
Spoiled. Filtered blood.
Oh, nothing can gross me out. I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
So,
I love it because it's like okay, so you have blood, then gets filtered into breast milk that gets turned into milk. The milk gets rennet and spoiled and dried and aged, and that gets turned into cheese. So you're really drinking, you're eating concentrated filtered blood that's spoiled.
I'm okay with
And
that.
it's delicious.
I'll crack into a bone and suck out the marrow.
Yes.
There we go.
And with
So
that,
good.
and with that, you make a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
Also-
no, I'll eat. I've
comes back.
I've read so many of the books. I've read Fast Food Nation. I've read Omnivore's
Yeah.
Dilemma, and I still eat.
I'm
Hold on.
annoyed. I'm
There-
annoyed by
there-
people
there
that
is a
like
chat,
cheese
though.
that get offended by that because it's like
There's a
if
chat I
they
wanna
accept
read.
that this is what it is.
There's a chat that I want to read, and we're talking about the future and what it will be like. Schultzy 100, shout out for you for this one. You are the epic hero. The future. When do we get our flying cars?
I don't
We've
want
been
flying
waiting
cars.
for a long time for them, and I couldn't agree more. I want my hover bike.
Wait,
I don't.
I want my hover bike now.
Did you not see what Uber's trying to do?
I don't care what Uber's
No,
doing.
they're trying to
I
do
want my
flying
hover.
cars
Well,
right
too
now.
bad. I
thought
want
that's
it
what
now.
Tesla was trying
Tonight.
to do.
No, Tesla.
Tomorrow.
Elon said flying cars are clever until you realize that planes crash every now and then, and there aren't that many of them, and a lot of people not maintaining their vehicles, and a hubcap
I'll
killing
just
you.
keep biking. I'll just keep biking
I just want my
everywhere.
hover bike.
He wants
all
to
right?
go. Elon's underground. Elon's the exact opposite direction.
Okay.
I want my
Who
hover bike.
was the other billionaire asshole that wanted to do flying cars then? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Howard
Probably
Hughes.
Jeff
Recently?
Bezos,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
Probably
I
Jeff.
had read, or maybe someone in our chat knows. I had read something about somebody.
But yeah, no,
want flying
Elon. I
Putting
like
that
Elon's
together.
idea. He's like, look, we can just alleviate traffic by having like 20 layers of tunnels under cities.
Right, but still, I want my hover bike.
Speaking of Elon Musk, did
Okay.
you see that presentation that he did where he's like, "No, seriously, smash the window," and
Yes, yes.
it was amazing.
So did you hear afterwards what they think happened?
What?
He said they did it in the wrong order in retrospect because they were like before the event they're like we have to make sure this window is good and they were like throwing sinks at that window and it was fine. The problem they said was when they hit it with the sledgehammer in the demonstration, the panel knocked into the glass and actually cracked it internally.
Oh,
So then when they threw the ball, it broke because they were literally just throwing
it was
stuff.
so
at
great.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I was like, "It's amazing."
Yeah.
That's like
I
the
actually
most
like that truck.
embarrassing
Yeah.
flub ever.
I actually
I like
like
the
the
truck.
I like the design of it. I didn't think like everyone's saying, "Oh, it looks stupid." I liked it. I would drive it. I would drive
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I mean, I would.
I'd
I would
still like
drive
a Model
anything.
3
Yeah,
If
yeah.
someone
At this
gave
point,
me
yeah.
a
Yeah.
car, I would drive it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that reminds me because when last summer when I was taking care of my grandpa, my mom was came from Japan over to help me
yeah.
out too. When we finally got him out of the hospital and he was finally back to normal, we went downtown. We had a nice luncheon, and then we're walking downtown, and all of a sudden my
What
mom.
did you have, a cheeseburger or a taco?
Actually,
Or
no.
yes?
Actually, no.
Both.
Actually, I had a lobster
Development.
grilled cheese sandwich, which was really good.
Ooh, have you ever? Okay, so when I used to cook a lot, I used to invent all kinds of fun things, and I made grilled cheese sandwiches as the buns and put it around a burger.
Yes.
Wait, what?
There was a thing.
Yeah, so you make two
yes,
grilled cheese
yes,
sandwiches
yes,
and you
yes.
make a burger and you make the
Holy
grilled
shit.
cheese sandwiches.
No,
your
no.
So
own.
hey,
I would
wait,
totally
wait, 1 sec. Jerome, is that a cheeseburger to you?
Shut up, Daniel.
Hold on. Wait, how about this? Have any of you guys had the chance to try out the cronut?
The
Not
cronut.
yet.
The
I haven't.
croissant donut.
Oh yeah, the cronut.
the
Yeah.
cronut.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm aware
good.
of it, but I'm staying away from it because
Yes.
it sounds very good.
Oh, it is.
God.
It is.
Oh, wow.
It is
Yeah.
very
That's
good.
why I don't want to eat it.
I'm so grateful that, like, of all of the addictions I have, food is not one of them because I feel like it's so accessible and available
And cheap.
and
and
cheap.
accepted to go ahead and indulge.
I frequently think about because even this like cronut thing, I started. My mind instantly went to when I lived down the street from Margie's Candies.
Oh God.
I know, and I was like, "Oh my God, it's gonna be a disaster." I lived there for 2 years, and I only went to Margie's Candies like 3 times.
Okay,
in those 2
Kira,
years.
I got one for you. This is one I would make a long time. I don't make it anymore because it's like I've been trying to eat more
the
healthy
taco
lately.
place downstairs really addictive.
They're
It
very
is good.
great.
I eat there
Yeah.
too. Yep.
It is literally there every day.
Are you
Not
really?
not all the
my-
time.
Okay, how
Not-
many days a week?
I
are
always
you
have to
there?
buy $10 worth of shit because I only have a debit card
Yeah.
ever.
Well, I mean, look, the steak burrito's good. What you got against
No,
me?
I just want you to admit how often you're there. Of the 6 days you're here a week, how many times in the past month have you been there?
Well, listen. You know,
average.
listen. Four
More than
scores and 7
50%?
scores.
Good question.
4 scores and 7 years
You won't
ago.
answer.
You know the
Every
thing.
day.
It's also convenience because he won't walk like another block over to go to the hot dog station.
Oh my god.
Ooh, there's a hot dog station.
Oh, there's a
Yeah,
really
there's
good
a hot
one,
dog
yeah.
station. And then there's Nighthawk down there too.
Hey,
Yeah,
Kira,
Nighthawk's
since
good.
I'm driving back, we can get lunch there after if you'd like.
Yeah, we'll
or
grab.
the taco
I would love
place.
to grab a hot dog. I'm starving right
I'll get
now.
you. We'll get you some.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally. Yum 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 yum
Yeah,
yum. Do
yeah,
they have
yeah.
Chicago style hot dogs?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Kira, do you really have to ask?
Actually, when I came back from Japan, when I first hosted a show, when I came back here, first thing I did was actually get a Chicago style hot dog.
Yeah,
and actually
I remember
the
that. You were so happy. You're like, I'm back in the action. I got a hot dog right here. I remember that. I was
Yeah,
happy.
Oh,
yeah.
man, Chicago.
Happy days.
For any of our viewers who have not tried a Chicago style hot dog, get ready to live.
deep dish
It's
Chicago
amazing.
style
Oh my God,
pizza.
Kira, you-
Deep dish is not
Yeah.
my favorite pizza.
What?
Yeah,
No,
Kira,
no.
wait,
A lot of people's
Kira.
favorites.
You were saying earlier about salads.
You're not my
Yes.
favorite.
Chicago hot dog
That's
is
not-
that salad. That's a
Which is probably why I love it so much because I love
Yeah.
salads.
By the way, there's your cheeseburger.
Exactly.
So hey, how about this to the audience? Which one do you prefer? Cheeseburger or pizza or cheeseburger?
No. To the audience,
Yeah.
how much do you like your meat enveloped?
Yes.
That's the
Ooh,
question.
there we go.
That's yes.
How-
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
To our
Do you like
audience,
it?
please
Wait.
let us
So
know.
wait. The answers you want to do are, and add a number 1 before your answers so we can easily filter them.
Yeah.
Do you like your envelopment on one side, 2 sides,
Or
3
fully
sides,
enveloped.
fully?
Yeah, fully.
What's a
enveloped.
3-side envelopment? Taco. Got it.
Taco, yeah.
Got it. Let us know.
But isn't that crazy that the envelopment really is the distinguishing factor?
So
Yeah.
what would like fried rice be?
That would be separate.
It would be
Yeah,
well,
just-
fried rice because if you
But
were
it's rice
doing
is
fried
like-
rice with meat and with vegetables in
Right.
it, right? That would be the same macronutrient breakdown. But what would we call that
Yeah,
envelopment?
what would
Wait,
that be?
I would say that's not envelopment. I would say that's outside
It's
envelopment.
like infusion.
We
Yes.
got one.
So if you like your meat
Kalita says
infused
I'm a
with your
vegetarian.
carbs.
Yeah.
Kalita
Yeah.
says
That's
I'm
how
a
I like
So
vegetarian.
I would say that's like maybe more of a jumble.
A jumble.
Yeah, like a mixture, like a
So-
mixture.
A mixture,
When I
yeah.
usually do carbs, it's almost always rice.
I
grew up
almost
on
always
that,
eat
and then-
rice.
yeah.
Yep.
We'll call that
It's
a
my
mixture. We'll call that a. We have our 1 side, 2 side, 3 side enveloped. Is there any 4 side? Is there anything that's like wrapped around like a
Yeah, I mean there are like pigs in a
beef
blanket
Wellington.
kind of thing.
beef
but
Wellington?
Beef
yeah.
Wellington,
Do they
yes.
have-
Yes, beef Wellington. How do I know
What
it?
is a
Chef
beef
Ramsay.
Wellington?
Chef Ramsay, it's raw.
I don't
Probably
watch
hurt everyone's
TV. I don't know who Chef Ramsay
Sorry.
is.
So a beef
Sorry.
Wellington is like a beef, but it's wrapped in pastry. But
Yeah.
but,
You
know
but,
what
but
would
wait,
be
it's cooked, but it's
four-sided?
cooked
That would be a
enveloped. It's
sushi
enveloped.
roll.
It's
could see
it's
that.
served
Yeah, that
it's
makes
served
a lot of
cut up,
sense.
Yeah, but it's
but it's cooked as enveloped.
yeah, and it is all I mean, unless you want to be a total slob and just
So,
scarf the whole
okay,
thing
is there
down.
anything that's served that is enveloped from the start, like pigs in a blanket?
Pigs in a blanket, but the pigs in a blanket don't necessarily have the cheese.
Yeah,
Like
but
factor.
then that's just the difference between a cheeseburger and a hamburger at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
pig in a blanket is a hamburger.
So
Yes.
and I used to eat cheeseless pizza because I had a roommate who didn't want cheese on her pizza, and I was fine with it because cheese isn't really my thing, and so that would be a hamburger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that it's beautiful to me as a concept again because it shows that I love things that make me realize that humans are the same. It just reinforces that humans are the same. The only difference is the environment and the culture that
Yeah,
is
the
born
geography.
from that environment.
Yeah.
Like here's the thing, like us being a species, how we started off and how we basically expanded all over the planet. It's incredible what we've been able to create, how similar some of our societies and cultures are, and also what really unites us. I mean, even being in Japan, this was my second visit there, and while I do understand some words and some sentences here and there, I didn't feel like a foreigner in that country. I felt very at home there, and I just realized, okay, there's a couple of things different here, such as, I don't know, functioning train system, public transportation, paved roads, just everything was working well. Dan, you would have been impressed. Everything was on time.
I would have liked to see these systems in place.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was just thinking
Yeah.
before. It's like what actually makes me happy in life. So one thing I realized a while ago that really helped me become, I'm not ever happy. and as a rule of thumb, I don't want everything. I'm content now. That's something that's new in my life. I've been.
How do you feel about that being like?
It's
Because I've noticed you've changed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed it.
I've noticed
but
it.
I've seen some differences
Yeah.
between you, me, and Paul on how we've been at the
Ever
studio
since
now.
we got to the studio and I realized that this was going to work, is the first time in my life that I've really felt content. Most of my life, I've just been miserable almost all the
Yeah.
time with little pieces of not being miserable. But one thing. It was actually CGP Grey, and everything he does, I feel like should be worshipped in a
Yeah.
sense. But like he had that video, it was like how to maximize misery, and one thing he said that was like it was always in my head, but like that's a great way to put it. He always has the best ways to put everything. Is if you want to be miserable, chase happiness. Because it disappears in your hand.
I mean,
as soon-
isn't that essentially what the Buddha said? Like, basically, most
Yeah.
humans' pain is derived out of the desire for something we
Yeah.
don't have.
And so people
Yeah,
fill
I
that
can
with,
see that.
they don't feel happy, so I have to buy this thing, I have to eat this thing, I have to do that. And so when I realized, but I had already done a lot, but he just kind of crystallized it. But it was like when I realized that, I'm like, I'm just not going to try and find happiness. And happiness just finds me a lot more often now.
I'm happy. Here's the thing, like, again, coming here, what I like is that we don't have anyone telling us what to do. And the only time, and we haven't had any bad days here at Hardlands Media, is if one of us doesn't do our job. And we put so much. I mean, myself and Daniel put so much into this place. But I'm happy coming here. And it's just, I know that I know that one day we'll get our own building. We'll have more studio sets there.
Yeah.
We're just getting there. But this is like, seeing this after being on the streets, I mean, I remember some of those shootings we did in the streets, like it's like the how hot it was, or even at one time we were freezing our asses off right by Trump Tower.
I remember you could see the camera shaking.
Like it was so cold. It was so cold out there, and like starting from the streets and getting here, and I know that there is that pathway. And I don't know when we'll get there of having our own building, and more studio sets, doing more things. And it's just like, it's been like, how much fun it is, and also the responsibility. I think also the happiness is having the responsibility.
Oh,
because,
100%.
Because then the onus is on you.
Definitely.
You made the world happen. Like that's the thing that I am happy with, and I'm so honored with every day is that I get to every day say what I think is happening, and 200,000 people a month will hear it and react to it. And I think
and they
that's
love
like
it for it,
it's because all I've ever
Or they hate you for it. And
Yeah,
that's
true.
great.
Love
also.
or hate.
and all I've
fine.
ever wanted to do in life is to, in a sense, affect other people in some way, and feel like because I'm a finite body. I look at myself conceptually as a single cell in a human body, and so the most that I can ever do is get other people to have a little piece of what I'm thinking, and in a sense, I can live on. It's the way I look
it's
at
a ripple effect, right?
It's how I look
Alright.
at life and death. It's
So-
like I call it the source and the effect.
So we got
and
an
so wait,
interesting
Kit, let me
chat.
finish
Go
this
ahead,
this thing that I'm really in the middle of saying. It'd be amazing
Calm
if
down, Kit.
Yeah, it'd be amazing. But wait, no, we have this unrelated chat that has nothing to do with this conversation that I got to bring up. No, death doesn't really affect me. It's never affected me. I've had people close to me that have died, and it's because I don't look at it the same way. There's source and there's effect. You actually look at it with someone that's very old and a baby. A baby is 100% potential, and someone that's about to die or has just died is 100% actualization. And everywhere in between is a mixture of those two. So source and effect. Source is the person, what you physically like. Right now, I am talking. I'm giving source out to the world. Much of the time, most people's source radiates into nothing and dissipates. But the effect is where that source clings on to something else.
And I'm going to push back on that because
Yeah.
I don't think most people's source dissipates. I think that who we are and who we show up as ripples and affects
No, I
everything.
agree it does that. I'm just saying the effectiveness and the priority.
The level of impact
Yes.
might be,
Yes.
might
So-
be.
Yes, that's what I mean.
So here's something that actually does relate into to this conversation. So from Density McCartney, remain faithful to your own ideal. And
Yeah.
you know what? Hold on, because I want to add on to that. Then Hemdell's Gate says, of course remain faithful. What I fear we have lost is respect for the fact that we need a mix. What we come up with together will be better. Cover each other's blind spots, if you will. And you know what? I agree with that, because the thing is, like, we here at Ireland, like, not all the time we agree. We have, different opinions. And it's just like, like
cheeseburger's a cheeseburger.
like
It's important we have different
like
opinions.
like remaining
I'm not gonna sit here and
remaining
agree.
faithful to the idea though is like what me and Daniel saw in Philly, and that is we don't like how media is presented in this country. We hate corporate media. And at the end of the day, what I want is media to become the real force of state. And that means independent journalists. And relating to something else on different subjects is like, have you guys been in contact with other progressive journalists? The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we have. We've Nico
We should
House,
do it more. I mean-
Convo Couch, Jimmy
Well,
Dore,
I mean,
all
it's
those guys.
it's vital
Yeah.
to being a small business
Yeah.
is being connected and networking with
And-
people that are doing exactly what you're doing or
and
something like it.
And so, like, just a little behind the scenes
Yeah.
on that. Like, so our network we have to connect to. So, like, Kit's always done a phenomenal job of pulling in guests, especially political guests. But I was talking to Kit a few days ago, and I was like, we should start branching out into more Chicago. And he's already been getting a huge amount of really amazing Chicago politicians. But we have like Jeff Hawks getting on
Jeff
recently.
Hawks, yeah,
like
man.
that was like I was like, look, we got to get a bigger spread of people. So we have to get those connections. We have to get the local Chicago connections, the national, the local political Chicago connections, the national political connections, the local Chicago non-political connections, the
gonna say,
journalist
that's
connections.
important.
We also have to make sure that we're communicating with the people on Patreon. We have to make sure that the fans, you guys that are watching, we're talking to you guys. We have to make sure we're communicating with each other. We also have to be working with all the people on 99 Perspectives and keep building up what they're doing. We have so many circles that we're working in right now. It's like we don't have time, and most of the time to even like we're like, yeah, we want to talk to more political journalist people, but it's like there's not enough time in the day, and we are not.
We will get to it.
Yeah.
I think as we grow,
Yes.
but right now we got to be smart on how we
and
do
it's
this.
like right now, it's like the amount of people that it's hard to find people that are willing to work this rigorously for the most part for people 2 or 3 years here and not get paid and have a lifestyle that can accommodate that sort
Yeah.
of thing. That's very hard. I mean, it's like we have had a lot of people reach out like, hey, why don't you get this person or this demographic in? And we're like, we would love to, but it's so hard to find someone.
It really does take something. You know,
Yeah.
I've run my business for 12 years, and I've had a couple other businesses along the way as well. And it can be really difficult to be that small of an operation and include everything that you want to include.
Yeah.
You know, and even just like, you know, I love that you brought up that idea of diversity, right?
Yeah.
Because that's something that for me is really important. And our panels are generally all white, right? And mine
Yeah.
is drunk.
and Jerome.
Hey,
and
how
Jerome.
dare you,
That
kid?
guy.
That's why we're so happy that.
But you know, something that I've done taken on in my business is trying to make a more diverse staff, right?
Yeah.
And the amount of effort that actually takes to find someone qualified
Yes.
and to find somebody who is a person of color that, you know, is being that I am a white woman and,
Yeah.
you know, most of my networks are white. It's like, you know, I had to make concerted efforts
And right-
to
yeah.
find somebody and find people that had the qualifications that I needed, you know, and who was not a white person.
And so one thing that I'm really happy with, so actually I probably can say this, I don't know, maybe not, but I will. So Jacqueline, we're looking to, she might be starting on in April, and I'm really excited for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
it will be so great because the name of the channel is 99 Perspectives. So like just to be pulling in more people, you know, and so I mean it also goes to our audience, you know, if any of you know people who have something really great to say.
We're again, it's like, to be frank, I'm very demanding about very specific things. Like people have to, you know, be reliable,
Show up on time.
come in on time, put in the effort, and it's again
and be okay with not getting paid.
and
for
be
it.
okay with that, and be able to not even be okay, but be able to survive that.
Yeah.
And also,
Survive and thrive.
we're on the north side, which geographically also limits the pool of people we can get because of the way the city's been segregated.
Hyper segregated.
Yeah,
There we go.
hyper-segregated.
Hyper segregated.
So it's like
call it
that's
what
one
it
thing.
is.
So that's like one thing that we're factoring in is when we want to move to a new location, I want it to be way farther south so that more people.
Totally.
Because it's like that we're dealing with a lot of challenges to get someone that's here. Because especially, you know, in a sense, I don't want to just bring in a demographic just to have a demographic be brought in. Like I said, I want to have a qualified person that has a real point of view, that is distinct, that is meaningful, who has life experience, that also fits all those things and is willing to not be paid. And so it's like even like recently, like Paul is only like Paul. It's like we've done this for 3 years. payment for people working here is only started for one person, which we could just barely afford in our budget in February. And now, like with like Jerome is probably like the second person because we have 99, and so you're going to be working on the shows that happen before our show, and you might have some editing stuff. And we haven't even figured out how to even charge that yet. But it's like. It's crazy that we're just. It's like you get 200,000 unique people, you have 600,000 views, and you're just at the point where you can hire one person and take care of your expenses.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's not an easy thing. And then Ben Riley gave us a $2 super chat. Thoughts on the debate?
It's a forum.
Format's changing. Basically, here as the neutral observer in that, both Daniel and Paul technically won that debate and lost that debate, so they each owe each other a slice of pizza.
I think that's fair.
Or
There
a
we go.
hamburger, cheeseburger.
There we go.
It's I'm gonna say single side.
But hold on.
I wasn't aware what happened. How
So-
Single-sided
Okay,
cut,
so
please.
hold on. So here's what happened with the debate format. What it's going to be is it's not going to be Bernie versus Biden like a standard debate. In fact, it's going to be similar to like a forum or a town hall where Biden is going to be sitting down to moderate the and the audience. So on March 15th, because
That's bullshit.
I know because they're trying to cover up his dementia. We'll talk about it Monday.
Such fucking bullshit.
I know. So Bernie then will have a whole segment to himself too, but it's going to be a town hall. So March 15th, we will not see Biden have dementia.
No.
I know. And Bernie Sanders' campaign is challenging it as we speak. It really sucks.
No, that's fucking bullshit.
And then on top of that too, adding on to the bullshit, Tulsi Gabbard, who qualified with 2 delegates, has also been denied because the DNC changed the rules.
Of
So
course
she's
they
not.
did.
in
We
the
knew
debate.
that was coming. We knew that was
Hey,
coming.
but
So-
Tom Perez said we can't change the rules. Bloomberg, we'll change the
Yeah,
rules. Tulsi
Bloomberg's.
will
Yeah,
change the rules.
so that's what's going to
I'm looking
happen.
forward to that debate.
I was
I was
too.
really looking forward to
Yeah,
that debate.
but they're doing it to protect
They're
Biden because
such
Biden.
fuckers.
I know. Here it really sucks, but here's the fun thing. This show is our fun Sunday show. And if
This is
you
why
want,
we don't bring in politics now. We
and,
get a
and
good
if
buzz.
and if you want to hang out with us every
Yeah.
Sunday, just consider being a Patreon.
Any
supporter,
amount
and
gets you access
and
to
this
this.
is and this gets you access to this thing, but this isn't news.
That's such a bummer. I
That's-
can't get over
I
I know, it sucks. I ruined this. Basically, here's the thing.
Well,
Like,
technically, if we're gonna give blame,
Let's put blame on
Ben
him.
Riley, this one's on you. Good job.
curse you, Ben Riley, the clone of Spider-Man.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
That's such crap.
I know. Well, I'll be going into detail about it, and I'll be having some very interesting clips on my theory on why.
Ben says sorry, guys.
Sorry,
I
guys.
appreciate the second super.
Yeah, thank
that
you,
makes
thank
it up
you.
for me.
Thank you for the
I'm
super
okay
chat.
with that. I'm okay with you now.
Yeah, but yeah,
Oh man, I'm like sweating profusely now. Damn it!
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm wearing black.
yeah. So I mean, yeah, it really sucks. But again, it kind of goes into the issue of how much the establishment is willing to protect.
Yeah, I'm glad
somebody
that
and
Sanders
stuff,
is
yeah.
challenging it. Like that's
Yeah.
why I've been. Like, that's when me and Paul have been talking about it.
But,
Like
but
that
do
was.
you
always-
think it's to challenge? I know we shouldn't be talking politics, but is that challenge going to do anything? Do you think
It-
they're actually?
It could be because here's the thing: it's being shared on social media, and
If enough
even
public pressure.
and even now, international news outlets have been calling it out. Like
Yeah.
remember that one clip that we did for the show was Biden
Yeah,
like having brain issues.
Biden biting it up.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, kind of. What happened is like now a lot of media outlets overseas are kind of like, hey, there's something wrong with your guy Biden,
Yeah.
and everyone's laughing about it, and everyone's now seeing even
if the DNC has enough pressure, they will cave. It's that
Yeah.
simple. That's the math. And the question is, what is that pressure, and will we get enough
the
of it?
DNC so much.
God.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Anyway.
but no, that'd be crazy if if they did that. I would love to see Bernie Sanders call that out. But
Yeah.
again, it's like they are defending him.
Yeah,
But again, it might. Again, here's the thing: Biden's so far gone. A forum might do it too.
yeah. Well, I mean, who knows?
No, because
It's
they'll
not
as much.
handhold him.
Not as
They'll
much.
handhold
Yeah.
him.
I would love an undercover Bernie person to ask like an actual question of fuck CNN's question.
Yeah, right? That would be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So who
Or
knows?
just have a debate.
Or
Yeah.
just have a
Or
debate.
just have a
Or
debate.
just have
Put
a
the two
debate.
candidates next to each other
Yes.
so people can look at them.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Biden, Clot and I, Joe has his.
God, I remember
Clot
your
and I.
reaction when he
gonna
actually
be
had
a
that
different
red eye.
actor.
Like you were like, oh my god, like I remember you
Joseph
squeezing my
Biden.
shoulder,
I
like,
was like,
kid, is
his
something.
eye, there's something wrong wrong with he's falling apart on stage?
I'm like, whoa. So yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. But I think
we should wrap up. Though.
Okay, so we should wrap it up. So I want to give a real special shout out to all of you viewers, subscribers tuning in. We'll do this once a month so all of you can see what we're doing. But we believe
Tell
that media,
people this exists.
Yes,
Because DCK Punk didn't seem to know it existed.
We believe that
Oh, yeah.
journalism should not be behind a paywall. This is usually the Sunday Fun Day show. We're just talking, shooting the breeze, having fun. So if you
Getting to see authentic reactions from yours truly.
yes, actually, yeah,
Right.
everyone loves your reaction
Because
right now.
I get the reactions when I'm reading the news stories, and then I come on the show and I'm chill.
You should just get a camera and just film yourself doing your research, and then
Like-
just
God damn it.
throwing shit across the, and like the Chernobyl. You guys should have seen my
I
reaction to Chernobyl.
I wish we did that. reaction.
Oh man, wouldn't that be great? Hey, wait, Kit and Kira react to Chernobyl. Like there we go.
I'm
like,
sure that we could. I always tear up with that, so I think the three of us we could each do a good. We could do a reaction together.
I'm usually like fear like as soon because now I want to watch that series again. Like I'm just like turning pale white. Like I know that's radiation. That's it. That's dangerous. I'm not a scientist. I'm not an expert.
I was standing up and yelling at the television.
Not
and
an
Mark was
expert, like-
Kira, I'm going to turn this off, or you need to calm down.
No, don't pick that thing up. I don't know what that thing is. Don't
By
pick
the
it up.
way,
It will kill you.
So one thing I did do, and this will be fun news. I just created a new a channel called. I haven't done any. It just literally just made the name called 99 Reactors. For a while, I was trying to figure out if I wanted to rebrand 99 Perspectives as that, but I realized. We'll use that for something else more like administrative. Here's news, blah, 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 blah. But we now have a channel called 99 Reactors. So once we finish all the stuff we're working on with the 99 Perspectives channel, and we get Chicago Corner with Jerome and Laney off the ground, then we'll start working on that channel.
Yeah.
So
And also, just for anybody else watching, I'm using the studio for single use for my fitness company. So that's also a possibility as well.
Right. When was that again?
That's on the 22nd.
That's on the 22nd. I have that on my calendar. So I wanted to ask you about that, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
I was like, what?
So we're gonna
It was
end
a nice
this.
paid gig.
Okay, so we're gonna end this stream.
And Jerome, I need to hire you too,
Yeah.
by the way.
I'm ready.
Good.
So
see,
we're gonna end this-
we're paying people.
This is how it works. We're doing it live.
And again, I'll say what I've said before to everyone from when we started this. Remember that meeting we did at Laney's? I will always be the last person to get paid.
Right.
That's my job.
So as we end this stream, tune in every Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We got a great show for you guys tomorrow on Monday. A lot to talk about. Dan, Jerome, Kira.
Yeah.
Peace to you guys.
Join
Let us
our
all do we
Patreon.
can to build a better future. Join Patreon.
If you want to see this
Yeah.
weekly.
Yeah,
Every
weekly.
Sunday. If
And
you want to
every
see this
Sunday.
again
Yeah.
next Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, any amount. And again, if you want to see this again, this is
But-
about to be unlisted.
Yeah, this is going to be unlisted. So bye-bye, folks.
So tell people about it. See ya.